Sambit Patra, the very simple question that we were trying to put to you before the break is that fair enough, you're saying that the BJP is not the Bajrang Dal, we can't be held responsible for what every fringe element says. But the question is, as the government, is the government doing enough to rein in these fringe elements? Because we don't think they are. If they were, this wouldn't be happening every second day. That's it. That's the question.
No, let me tell you, Tina, what the government should do. First, the government can legislate, and secondly, the government can advise on as to how they should be dealt with. If you remember, Venkaiah Naidu, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, advised on the floor of the Parliament that if you feel that something has been breached, if the law has been breached in any state by any element, go ahead and act. But to this, Mulayam Singh Yadav said that nothing has been breached. I don't know as to why a furor has been created. Secondly, if we are supposed to legislate, Amit Shah ji, the party president, has said, come, let's all join hands and pass this anti-conversion bill. We'll solve the whole thing. But none of them come together on the floor of the Parliament. None of them are ready to discuss. You discuss on television channels, but you are not ready to discuss on the floor of the Parliament. Tell me, where does the government function? On television channels, or the government functions on the floor of Parliament? If it is Parliament, allow the Parliament to function. Rake up this issue on the Parliament's floor.
No, but you keep going back to the Parliament debate. The Samajwadi Party's charge is very clear.
Why is the Samajwadi Party spokesperson speaking
Juhie Singh says
to Mulayam Singh Yadav,
that you are encouraging these elements. Far from stopping them, you're encouraging them. Juhie Singh.
How can we encourage such elements? I told you, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad or the Bajrang Dal or the man who was giving the bite today, I don't even know his name. They existed since 50 years. They have been talking about all these issues. They have been carrying forward certain activities. We had never been discussing about them. Suddenly, why are we discussing about them today? Only because of the fact that the government is not giving...
Juhie Singh, the fact of the matter is that if these organizations are so well entrenched and they are carrying out these various campaigns across Uttar Pradesh, what stops your state government from clamping down on them? Why were they allowed to proliferate in your state in the first place?
We are going to camp on them. They have already declared. In Agra, as soon as we got a complaint, we registered an FIR, we arrested a person. But the question is that this is a systematic strategy which they are carrying on, a new campaign every day, new cities every day. Their MPs themselves, their political representatives say that we are not going to back off of any of these programs, whether it is Ghar Wapsi, whether it is now beti, bachao, bahu. They will come up with a new one tomorrow. We are doing everything to maintain law and order on the ground. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, but I will speak my point.
And Sambit Patra, you know, it's easy to distance yourself from the Bajrang Dal. Before you respond to that, Sambit Patra, it's easy to distance yourself from the Bajrang Dal. But what about Mr. Mohan Bhagwat? He's the chief of the RSS. When he says, "Kuch log apna rasta bhatak gaye honge, hum unko wapas lekar aayenge," will you distance yourself from that as well?
Why should I distance myself from what Mr. Mohan Bhagwat said? He did not say anything wrong. He talked of the fact that let's create an India which is a great... No, why does the Samajwadi Party spokesperson suddenly start speaking in the middle? Ma'am, please allow me to complete. It was a question to me. Mr. Mohan Bhagwat told that
my connection gets off and I will get my point across. Mr. Patra, more important than you, it's important to protect the social fabric of the country, and you are entering...
I understand. I have heard this word social fabric from your mouth at least, I think, 1,000 times now. I got that point, social fabric, Baba, I understand. But now let me answer. Social fabric, I understand.
You understand, then speak on it. Why
now, if you only allow me to speak, then only I would be able to maintain the fabric. No.
Let him answer. Let him answer.
Only if, ma'am, you keep quiet, I would be able to do something about the fabric, or else the fabric would be torn right now because you won't allow me.
Ma'am, let him answer. So yes, go ahead, Sambit, go ahead.
Don't sidestep the issue, Mr. Patra, by...
Now, how would I step into the issue if you keep on speaking like this?
It's not very humorous. It's not...
All right, Juhie Singh, you're going to have to allow Sambit Patra to make his point. You're going to have to allow him to complete his sentence, ma'am. Yes, Sambit.
All that I was saying was Sri Mohan Bhagwat ji said that he wants a great India, which we all want. He said that if someone wants to come back to the fold of a particular religion, then definitely we would welcome them back into the fold of the particular religion. This is according to the ambits of constitution. If anyone wants to come into any religion, what's the problem? Father has no problem. Father has the Joshua project and all. If some people want to come back to any fold, be it Islam, be it Hindu, what's the problem with others? Let them do it constitutionally.
No, wait, Father Emmanuel wants to respond to you. Father Emmanuel wants to respond to you. Father Emmanuel.
That is not what he said. Samvid, that is not what he said. Let us be honest, Samvid, what he said.
No, I am honest. You be honest.
He said, chor, ye chor ab pakda gaya hai, mujhe mera maal wapas chahiye. You are talking about this great India. What is the greatness about India? Do you know?
No, I don't know anything about India, Father. You know everything about India. I know that. How do I know about India?
Of course, I know.
I know. You know more about India, Father. I am an alien.
I don't say I know everything. I know.
You know everything. That also I know.
No, don't be patronizing, Sambit. Let him make his point.
The Father says that I don't know India. He knows India, and I should be quiet and I should be listening to the Father.
I know.
All right, let's allow Father Emmanuel to make his point.
You listen to me. Please listen to me. That this is a multi-religious, multilingual, multicultural country, and it is not. That is the greatness of India, and we have all lived together here for 2 millennia or more. And what do you want to do now? This to break this unity, to divide this country on the basis of religion and on the basis of communalism. I mean,
can I answer, Father?
That is the India you're talking about? I know this India. I also have lived.
Sambit, before we come back to you, Sambit, before we come back to you, I just want to go to Shazia. Ilmi, Shazia,
just give me 15
you know, what
seconds.
about the sort of
please give me 15 seconds.
We'll come back to you, Sambit.
Yes.
No, I want to ask Shazia one thing. Now, this seems to be happening certainly in states where the BJP is not in power right now. We also know that Uttar Pradesh is about 1.5 years away from elections. Does something about the timing also strike you?
Yes. You know, when this kind of feudalism rears its ugly head, you know elections are near. So I think, or this kind of paternalistic or patriarchal values, or whether it's communal statements are made incessantly, as we have seen, then there has been a barrage of them. But I would like to make another point, and I think it's really, if this government claims, and it seems like it's being held hostage by these fringe elements, holding the whole agenda of development to ransom, then the whole policy which is taken towards hostages, which is no negotiation. I think just for its own sake, forget about Samajwadi Party, forget about Congress, BJP for its own sake, because this does not augur well for BJP, allow these fringe elements to get the better of it. You cannot straddle the two horses, but one has to take a call. You know, and it's time to end it. It's time to say no to these hijackers, because they've hijacked.
And when will you take that call?
Agenda.
Final word from you, Sambit Patra. Will you finally take a stand, take a call and say, these people will not be allowed to hold our development agenda to ransom. We'll stop them. We'll crack down on them.
I'll tell you one thing, Padmaja. Why only these people? No one can dare to hold the development's agenda to ransom. No one can. India has to move ahead, and that's what I can say.
And including these people,
including everyone. Take these words, words of reassurance, or words that this government stands for. No one can hold the agenda of development to ransom. But secondly, Father, very candidly, I would like to say, 80 tribals were converted into Christianity today in Bihar, 70 were converted in Uttar Pradesh. Just as we did not have any discussion of furor over that, maybe they had their own will to come back to the folds of Christianity. Similarly, maybe some people may try to come back to Hinduism. You have to understand that it is not one-way traffic. For God's sake, let's not debate issues according to your convenience. Let the Constitution play. And thirdly,
that is what we are talking about. That is what we are defending.
No, Father. All I mean to say is the Parliament should function, laws should be legislated. If we have any problem, this government, I reiterate my words, all that is orange is not Bhartiya Janata Party, just that all that is green is not Samajwadi Party or Congress. So please mind these things.
Conversion-wise, fraud and inducement is wrong.
All right.
Don't bring fascist laws here. Don't bring fascist laws.
If there is fraud,
all right, so we are ending this debate on a note of reassurance from both the Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh and the BJP at the center, that organizations like the Bajrang Dal will not be allowed to carry out such campaigns which have been dubbed pernicious by the Congress and other parties. We'll hold you to your word for now. Thank you very much, Shazia Ilmi, Sambit Patra, and Father Dominic Emmanuel, Swami Chakrapani, and Juhie Singh for joining us on this debate.